It'll take me a minute. First of all, I'm Andrea Barker. I'm a principal at HB&A. We're an architecture and planning firm here in the Springs. We've been doing all kinds of stuff in faraway lands and all over, and an opportunity presented itself in having a conversation with Ron Butland, the executive director of the Downtown Partnership, who's here. Hearing about that, Acacia, it could, get used in new ways. It could get revitalized. We could energize it, and so this summer, the Downtown Partnership has been putting on the concerts every Saturday night. And that just got me thinking and turned to my staff and to the designers there, and we started a process of inviting in the homeless outreach team. You gotta start with what it is now. We also, sorry, we also brought in the Palmer High Student Council kids. Initially, when I asked Palmer if they had kids, they asked, "Oh, do you want the art students? Do you want the drafting kids?" And I said, "No offense, but what I really want are outspoken and opinionated kids." We had so much fun with them. We had 2 charrettes with them. What I'm going to do is just start the movie here that we have. This is an animation of all the concepts that were developed. I'm pushing the button. There it is. The first scheme that's going to come up is the combination of 4 different schemes that the Palmer kids came up with. They saw that, let's keep the band shell, let's repurpose the police substation into a cafe, let's do a sunken courtyard where those tables are, let's do ice skating in the winter. Let's widen the sidewalks, let's add benches. What an idea. The park doesn't have that. Let's add flowers, let's add textured concrete. And you know what they want to do? They want to move Palmer's statue to the park. Can we take what is the band shell and enhance it? We do have monsoon flow and rain, so adding some cover to that. For a couple of the Palmer kids, a key thing was adding swings. And obviously for them, Uncle Wilbur stays. I want to preface a little bit of what some of these schemes are. These are maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes of thought of what would you do. Quick exercise, get it down on paper. We then had one of our intern architects render it all in SketchUp. So while they have a very finished, this is what this is, these are very early ideas. We've presented to the Downtown Partnership. This one is playing on the whole idea of grassy hills and having something in the center that's a more inviting drawing, getting people to sit in kind of deal. Lighting is a big issue that a lot of people really focus on. Let's bring a more inviting spirit to it. Let's bring up the branches of the trees. Let's get the canopy up higher. There's an incredible barrier of bushes along the streets. Nevada in particular, even Tejon. Tejon is our most active pedestrian street. That's where all the stuff is, and yet there's not an opening along the Tejon edge to really pull you into the park. You've got the fountain, while it's wonderful, it's really set in a tiny corner. And that corner gets very active, but it's rare that the other sides open it up. And this one isn't quite as open as some others that you'll see. This one is looking at adding the farmer's market more permanently in front of what was the police substation. Now we're getting into a concept that is looking at, we could take some of the turf away. We could have a more formal plaza. Why not make it a little more active? This is our downtown civic gathering place. This is the place for all of Colorado Springs to have opportunity to do things there. So this one, trying to create a monument, a feature in the center, that could have been Palmer. This particular designer was kind of intrigued by the whole idea of a community garden. We have an incredible amount of people that live in the Acacia Hotel and the next building to the east. Why not create a garden for those folks to be able to come out into it? This scheme is also showing around the band shell an elevated tier system of lawn that could serve as the seating for the band shell. This is that more active, welcoming, bring people in from Tejon. We're now looking to the east. The police substation, again, turns into a cafe with seating around. This is a favorite, mainly because it's mine, but let's formalize a green area. Let's give the First Pres, their youth group uses Acacia. This is their green space. So they come out. What if we added bike rental? Why don't we get our tourists able to get on a bike and ride down to Monument Valley Park? Let's create an incredible cafe area that could have heaters, maybe, vines, shelter, tons of tables. Palmer High, all 2,000 students are let out for lunch at the exact same time. They use Acacia as their means to get into downtown. They would love a place to sit and eat their lunch that's, not sitting on the grass. And there's maybe 3 tables right now in Acacia. So this is that very active plaza. What if the plaza was designed so that it could support arts festivals in a better way? Think of over 4th of July weekend down in America the Beautiful Park, how there's this really nice grid system that can work with those 10 by 10 tents. We could build in infrastructure with electrical, with tie-downs, with different things to support it so that we could have many more art concepts. This particular one changes the pathway. We got rid of the diagonal X. Why do we need to preserve the X? The X moves you through the park. It doesn't lead you in and keep you there. This particular one opens up the whole center of the park. Again, the substation turns into a cafe. We have a recycled glass awning that could be used in a wide range of ideas. Maybe the craft tents, the farmers market could organize along that. This particular designer looking at the band shell and could we renovate it? Could we keep parts of it but enhance it? Could we look at better acoustics for it? I think the sound systems and stuff that have been brought in this summer have been great. I think musicians, sometimes it can get hard with the way that the actual shell is shaped. Now we're going to get a little far out. This is a planner. He had a hard time just focusing on the park. He moved the band shell over to the east edge. He's totally redeveloped the Y. This is an amazing footbridge over Nevada. Let's get why not go big? Our downtown could have so much more. And you'll notice that Carl's Jr. is gone. That's it, through the trees there. Carl's Jr. Acacia Hotel stays, but the whole rest of that street front. Let's be a city, maybe. Let's have an urban core. We're playing with tensile structures. Is there something that could be set up that could be lit at night and again be that welcoming, bring people in? I think so much of what the park is right now is, there's some people using the park, but let's get lots of people using the park, and it's going to be better for so many. There's one more, no, 2 more. This one is, let's turn Acacia into a square, into a plaza. Let's elevate on some ramps. Let's get some storefront possibilities there. First tweak that a lot of us want to make to this one is mirror flip it, so that the one-story businesses or the elevated portion is on Nevada, not take home. But huge plaza, huge fountain, tons more retail space, water features, cafe, overlooks, bulletin boards, really make it into a charged civic space that we could all gather in. If we also did the mirror flip, then Uncle Wilbur's Fountain fits just fine. The current way that this is done, Wilbur's fine. But again, these were that 10, 15-minute looks at what are you going to do? What would you do? This really does create a fun avenue along Acacia with what it can open up for. And we have one last scheme. This is one I have a general contractor scratching his head over the pricing, and I think he has to go to the roadway design. This one elevates the park up over Nevada. Let's bring it to the Y. now the park is elevated in that orientation. Wonderful pocket for where the bands could perform. This one gets some excitement with people thinking of, well, you know, if we're going to do something, why not do something big? Why not look at taking the park and doing underground parking? Everybody wants the park at Acacia. It is the center point where you want to be if you're going to go downtown to the restaurants and to other places. So could we look at that? Could we be like Chicago? Could we turn our Acacia Park into an incredible destination for people to come to? These are all like the beginning of ideas. We have yet to really get a hook with, say, the Parks Department saying, oh, let's do this. We haven't quite got the hook with Downtown Partnership saying, oh, we got to do this. So I'm still doing. This is our little freebie project that we've invested a significant amount of time into. We're probably going to invest more. It's now time to refine. It's now time to get pros and cons. We had so much fun with the Palmer kids giving their little what they liked about the different schemes. So probably I'm going to work with them again this fall.